Hello, it's math time. So yesterday we talked about 2D geometry. Hopefully that was a nice refresher. The only things we could have had issues really with probably was the sine, using sine of angle. But today we're doing 3D. Oh, it's not even in the frame. My lovely 3D. Ah, 3D geometry. So this is largely just dealing with volume. And so we're going to go through the set just like we did yesterday. I believe there's 6 of them. And then I'll do one of each, and then you will do one of each for homework. And tomorrow we have a quiz on 2D and 3D measurement. So let's jump right into it. So for a cuboid, which means any cube or rectangular prism. So cuboid could look like this, like a cube, or it could look like this. If it's made up of squares, then it's a cuboid. So a cuboid will be solved by the length times width times the height, which means this one, and this one, which means 5 times 3 times 7, which gives me, oh, what's happening in my calculator? 5 times 3 times 7 gives me 105. Great. Next up on the list, that one's easy. A pyramid. So a pyramid, I'm so bad at drawing them, it's unbelievable. But it's any square base with 4 triangles coming off of the square base. So the equation for this is your two bases, base 1 and base 2, times your height, which will be right here, divided by 3. So my two bases are 6 and 5, so that's 6 times 5. My height is 6. I couldn't fit it in there. All divided by 3. And that should give me my area. Or I'm sorry, my volume. So 6 times 5 times 6 gives me 180. That divided by 3 gives me 60. Hooray. There's a pyramid. Pause if I'm moving quickly and you need to copy. Number 3, we have our friend the cylinder. So the cylinder's equation is pi times the radius squared times the height. Pi times the radius squared. So here's my circle base. Here's the radius. It's 6. So the radius squared times the height. My height in this problem of the cylinder is 10. And that's it. So in my calculator, I'm going to go pi times 6 squared times 10. And I get 360 pi. If you end up getting this in your calculator where it's multiplying it by just the symbol pi, you're going to have to write it in manually. So you'd have to do 360 times 3.1415. And that should give you the roundabout answer, which would be 1130.94. And that would be it. A lot of this is just going to be identifying the equation to use and then plugging it in correctly. Number 4, we have our friend the cone. The equation for a cone is pi times the radius squared times the height, the same as the cylinder actually, except whatever your answer is, you divide that by 3. So pi times the radius squared, my radius is 8, so 8 squared times the height, my height's 10, all that divided by 3. So pulling out my calculator, pi, or 3.1415, times 8 squared times 10. Oh, what happened? Times 10 gives me 2010.56. I divide that by 3, and I get 670.19. And bingo, I'm done. Thank you, calculator. Very cool. For a sphere, we're going to be using the equation 4 times pi times your radius cubed over 3. So that's 4 times pi times my radius, which in this equation is 7 cubed, all over 3. So plugging this into my calculator, whoa, that would be 4 times pi, which is 3.1415 roughly, times 7 cubed, and that gives me 4,310.138. Divide all that by 3, and I get 1,436.71. And that would be my answer. 1,436.71. Pause the video if you need to finish copying. Last shape we're dealing with today is our friend the triangular prism. The triangular prism equation is similar to the pyramid equation with the base times height, where we have the base times the base times the height, all divided by 2. So our base and our base would be this and this, the bottom pieces. So that would be 4 times 12 times the height. The height would be 5. It's the height of one of the triangles, all divided by 2. So 4 times 12 times 5, 240 divided by 2, I get 120. And there's my answer for a triangular prism. So please have these notes sent to me today, because I think that if once you have the equations, it's going to be a breeze to just look at the equations for reference and then plug in the available numbers. So here are the problems we're going to be using in Google Classroom today. I'll give you a preview of them. Just one of each, just like I just did. You just plug the numbers into the equations I just gave you. Bada bing, bada boom. Should be a fast day. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. Make sure to review what we did Monday on the 2D shapes for our quiz. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.